You are black. You are living in America. You've grown used to working twice as hard just to get half the recognition. Medical bills swallow your retirement. Housing prices feel designed to push you out. And discrimination still lingers in glances, in policies, in silence. After all these years, you can't help but wonder, do I really belong here? But the world is bigger than America. Out there are countries where your skin is not a burden, but simply a natural part of the community. And the most powerful part? The moment you arrive, you can claim free permanent residency from day one. No endless red tape, no years of waiting, just a passport opening the door to a new chapter. Today, we'll uncover 5 countries ready to give you that chance, places where you can begin again, with the freedom and dignity you have always deserved. Write down every struggle you're facing right now in the comments below, and subscribe to this channel so together we can discover the destinations built for you. Dream it. Pack it. Go. 5. Ghana. Return to the roots of Africa. A small nation in West Africa, yet it pulses like a whisper in the veins. Come home. What makes Ghana truly different is not only the gentle smiles of its people, but also the way the country opens its arms to the black community across the world. The government has even created a program called Right of Abode. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Unlike other places that demand piles of complicated paperwork, here all you need is a passport, proof of African heritage like a DNA test or a community confirmation letter, and a modest financial cushion of about $15,000 to show you can support yourself. That's it. No sky-high residency fees. No exhausting years of bureaucracy. You arrive in Ghana, and they say, "Welcome home." From that moment, you're free to stay long-term, and after 5 years, you can even become a full citizen of Ghana. And then you realize in Ghana, life doesn't need to be expensive to be rich. The bustling yet friendly capital of Accra lets you live comfortably on $1,100 to $1,600 per month, including rent. An expat-friendly one-bedroom apartment downtown runs around $700, $1,200, still far cheaper than New York or London. Shopping in Ghana is pure joy. Fresh vegetables, fruits, fish, and meat everywhere, at half the price of the US. If you stick to local products instead of chasing imports, your monthly bills shrink easily. And honestly, once you've tasted Ghanaian mangoes sweet as honey, or tilapia grilled over charcoal with its smoky aroma, the supermarket flavors of the West fade from memory. Healthcare here brings both peace of mind and options. Ghana offers both public and private hospitals, supported by the National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS, which keeps the cost of basic treatments low. In Accra or Kumasi, you'll find modern facilities and English-speaking doctors, so communication is never a barrier. Expats often choose private hospitals or international insurance for added security. And in serious cases, flights to Europe or the US are always an option. What's fascinating is that Ghana preserves traditional medicine alongside modern care, giving both the young and the elderly the choice to live healthier in a more natural way. But what truly makes Ghana special isn't about cost of living, nor just healthcare. It's about the people. Ghana is often called the land of smiles. And indeed, wherever you go, you'll find kindness and warmth. Ghanaians see the diaspora, the black community from all over the world, as brothers and sisters returning home. In 2019, the government even launched the Year of Return, officially granting citizenship to hundreds of African Americans. You can join the vibrant Panifest Festival, wrap yourself in the legendary kente cloth, sway to the rhythms of highlife music, and most importantly, feel like you no longer walk alone. Ghana is also one of the safest and most stable countries in Africa. Violent crime rates are low, politics are steady, and relations with neighboring countries remain peaceful. In Accra, you can take an evening stroll without too much worry, of course, still keeping an eye out for petty theft. But compared to major US cities, Ghana feels like a breath of fresh air. And once you live here, you'll see that Ghana is not just about the present, it's about memory and the future. You can visit Cape Coast Castle, the final departure point for thousands of enslaved Africans before being shipped across the Atlantic, a painful but necessary reminder of history. You can walk the suspension bridges of Kakum National Park, or relax by Lake Volta, the largest man-made lake in the world. Accra is modern, yet it preserves its soul through traditional art markets and craft villages. It's a blend that feels familiar yet new, sorrowful yet proud. Take Marcus's story. For example, a 50-something African American who first came to Ghana in 2019 during the year of return. At the airport, a young staff member smiled and said, "Welcome home, brother." A simple greeting, but for Marcus, it was like a direct touch to the heart the first time he felt he truly belonged. He later visited Cape Coast Castle, where his ancestors had once been imprisoned before being shipped to America. Standing among the stone walls, Marcus wept. But it wasn't sadness, it was release, as though he had closed one painful chapter to begin a new one. A year later, he returned, not as a tourist, but to apply for residency. Today, Marcus lives in Accra, renting a small apartment for under $1,000 a month, teaching English online, sharing grilled tilapia with his neighbors, and often joking, "In America, I was just Marcus, a black man. In Ghana, I am Marcus, a brother." Of course, Ghana isn't perfect. You'll need to get used to the occasional power cuts, what locals call dumbs or spotty internet, traffic jams in Accra, and bureaucratic processes so slow you might feel like meditating just to stay calm. Specialized healthcare is still limited, which means for complex treatments you may need to travel abroad. But think about it in return. You get safety, affordable living, warm smiles, and a profound connection to your roots. Isn't that worth it? Ghana is more than just a country. It's a mirror reflecting the journey of finding yourself again. It's not simply a place to go, but a place to come home to. And what about you? If one day Ghana calls your name, will you be brave enough to take that step and experience the feeling of coming home from day one? Drop a comment. "Yes, Ghana, I'm coming home," if your heart just skipped a beat. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because maybe this very moment is the beginning of the brightest chapter of your life. 4. Dominica, the green paradise of the Caribbean. If Ghana is where the black soul finds its roots, then Dominica feels like a sweet dream wrapped in endless shades of green rainforests, waterfalls, and the ocean. People call Dominica the nature island, but I like to think of it as the green paradise. Because honestly, where else can you soak your feet in a natural hot spring, and just an hour later, dive into crystal clear Caribbean waters where you can see coral reefs beneath your toes? Dominica isn't loud like Jamaica, nor overly commercial like Barbados. This is a place where you come to breathe deeply, to hear leaves rustle instead of car horns, to see the smiles of islanders instead of the rush of city faces. And if you're black and searching for a place to belong, this small island feels like a mini Ghana in the Caribbean. Over 85% of the population is of African descent, which means blending in feels natural through language, music, and everyday life. Residency policies in Dominica are simple and approachable. There isn't a dedicated retirement visa, but you can apply for a temporary residence permit and renew it each year. After 5 years of continuous living, you become eligible to apply for permanent residency. That might sound slower compared to Ghana, but the process is straightforward, without harsh financial demands like many other island nations. And for those with means, Dominica is also famous for its citizenship by investment program with a contribution of about $100,000. You can hold a Dominican passport in as little as 3 months fast-track to full citizenship without the wait. The beautiful thing about Dominica is that you don't need a fortune to live well here. The average cost of living is around $900 a month, including rent right in the heart of town. Fresh produce, fish, and seafood are unbelievably cheap and bursting with flavor. You can enjoy dinner at a cozy local restaurant for just $7 and still feel as if the meal was made with the care of family. It's no wonder so many expats, especially those eager to escape the high costs of Western living, choose Dominica to begin a simpler, freer chapter of life. Healthcare in Dominica is another pleasant surprise. Community health services are completely free, meaning you can walk into a public hospital and receive basic care at no cost. There are also private hospitals with affordable rates, and Dominica boasts one of the highest doctor-to-population ratios in the Caribbean. Of course, being a small island, specialized medical services are limited. For complex treatments, patients often fly to larger islands or the U.S. The government has been investing heavily But if you have chronic health conditions, it's wise to carry international health insurance for peace of mind. Culturally, Dominica pulses with Afro-Caribbean spirit. Step into the World Creole Music Festival, and you'll feel the entire island vibrating with drums, horns, and soulful voices. Music here isn't just entertainment, it's life itself, woven into every heartbeat. The people of Dominica are warm and welcoming, treating newcomers like long-lost relatives. The slow rhythm of daily life, long meals, endless conversations becomes a priceless gift for anyone hoping to savor retirement in peace. And safety? Forget the grim crime stories you may have heard about the Caribbean. In Dominica, you can stroll alone along a quiet coastal road, listening to waves crash, without a shred of fear. Crime is remarkably low, the community is close-knit, and major dangers are virtually non-existent. What truly makes Dominica shine, above so many other islands, is its untouched nature. The nickname Nature Island is no exaggeration. Dense rainforests, natural hot springs, roaring waterfalls, the world's only boiling lake, and pristine beaches barely touched by human hands. If Barbados dazzles you with luxury, and Jamaica excites you with rhythm, then Dominica embraces you like a secret garden the world has yet to discover. Of course, paradise comes with its quirks. Being a small island means shopping malls and high-end entertainment are scarce. You won't find luxury cinemas or massive retail centers here. When Caribbean storms roll through, Dominica sometimes takes a hard hit, and if you're used to the fast pace of big cities, the island's slow rhythm might test your patience at first. But let's be honest, did you come to Dominica searching for neon lights or for moonlight dancing across the waves? If it's the latter, this island will steal your heart from the very first moment. So, are you ready to trade the city's neon glow for the silver shimmer of the Dominican Sea? Drop a comment, Dominica, my green paradise, if you dream of one day calling this island your home. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because this journey is just getting started, and the next destination might be the paradise you've been waiting for. 3. Barbados, the Caribbean jewel. If Dominica is the untouched green paradise, then Barbados is like an elegant lady of the Caribbean, sophisticated, radiant, yet still carrying the lively Afro-Caribbean soul within her. People call it Little England, but unlike chilly Britain, Barbados offers warm sunshine, turquoise seas, and a population that is more than 90% of African descent. For many Black people from the US or Europe, setting foot in Barbados feels like returning to another version of home, a place that feels both familiar and refreshingly new. Barbados also keeps its residency policy open and welcoming. The Welcome Stamp program allows you to live here for a year, with proof of about $50,000 annual income and a $2,000 fee. The visa is easily renewable, and many people simply roll into their second or third year without issue. For those seeking permanence, 7 years of continuous residency is enough to apply for permanent residency or even citizenship. Barbados doesn't shut you out, it invites you to slow down, to let the sea breeze and the rhythm of calypso drums guide your days. Of course, the cost of living here is higher than in many other Caribbean islands. A single person will need around $2,000, $2,500 per month. Renting a one-bedroom apartment in Bridgetown runs between $1,200, $1,600. Dinner at a restaurant is about $20 per person, and high-speed internet hovers near $100 a month. But in exchange, you get European-level services, clean streets, modern infrastructure, and a high-quality life still bathed in tropical sun. Healthcare is one of the island's proudest achievements. Queen Elizabeth Hospital meets international standards. Barbados ranks among the highest in the region for doctors per capita, and average life expectancy reaches 76 years, a testament to quality care. Expats often choose private insurance to access the best services. In a way, Barbados may be costly, but here, you're likely to live longer. Sometimes expensive is really just an investment in life itself. For Black people, Barbados is not just a place to stay, it's identity, it's community. The locals, known as Bahans, are welcoming, cheerful, and their Afro-Caribbean culture bursts forth in every festival. Crop Over Festival, which began with enslaved people celebrating the harvest, is now one of the most vibrant carnivals in the Caribbean. Reggae, soca, and calypso echo across the beaches. Jerk chicken and grilled fish sizzle at Oyston's Market, shared with neighbors over laughter. In Barbados, you don't just find a place to live, you find a community where you belong. On his very first day in Barbados, Marcus, an African American from Atlanta, went to a local market to buy a few things. Struggling to tell the difference between breadfruit and plantain, he was suddenly greeted by an older vendor, a dark-skinned woman with a colorful head wrap who beamed at him and said, "First time here, right? Don't worry, Marcus, you're family now." She didn't just show him how to pick the ripest fruit, she even taught him how to cook it. Fry this one with jerk seasoning, and serve it with coconut rice. I'll write the recipe down for you. Marcus laughed. Back in the US, when people see me as different, they usually act cautious. Here, when they see me as different, they treat me like family. That very weekend, the same woman invited Marcus over for dinner with her family. From being a complete stranger, he suddenly felt like he had found a second home. Of course, Barbados isn't perfect. The high cost of living can be tough if you're on a tight budget, and the welcome stamp visa is still just temporary. But for anyone seeking a retirement that's elegant, safe, and full of comfort, Barbados truly shines as the jewel of the Caribbean. If you're Black and have ever dreamed of a place that's both luxurious and deeply Afro-Caribbean at heart, drop a comment, Barbados, my island gem. Who knows, one small decision could lead you straight to your very own paradise. 2. Jamaica, the beating heart of Afro-Caribbean culture. Jamaica is not just another Caribbean island, it's the pulsing heartbeat of the entire Black diaspora. With over 90% of its population of African descent, Jamaica has become a place where countless Black Americans and others from across the diaspora finally feel they truly belong. The moment you step off the plane in Kingston, the smiles, the skin tones, the music, the rhythm of life, it all feels like a homecoming, a return to a homeland that your ancestors may have once been torn away from. Residency here is also refreshingly open. US and UK citizens can enter visa-free for 90 days, with extensions available for up to 6 months. If you want to settle permanently, all you need is proof of a stable pension or income, plus a clean record, and you qualify for permanent residency. The process isn't tangled in endless red tape. It's almost as if Jamaica itself is saying, if you're ready to live true to yourself, stay. The cost of living in Jamaica is refreshingly manageable. With just $1,200, $1,600 per month, you can live comfortably, about 20–30% cheaper than in the US. A one-bedroom apartment outside the city costs only $500, $800. And the food is both affordable and abundant, from golden, ripe mangoes and freshly caught fish to smoky, spicy jerk dishes that awaken all your senses. In Jamaica, every meal feels like both a song and a memory. Healthcare comes in both public and private options. Private hospitals in Kingston and Montego Bay are popular among expats. While they may cost more than local standards, the prices are still far below what you'd pay in the US. For retirees, international health insurance is the safest bet. Of course, Jamaica has its downsides. Gang-related crime is a concern in parts of Kingston and Montego Bay. But most expats choose safer areas like Negril or Ocho Rios, where life flows peacefully and people are genuinely welcoming. What makes Jamaica especially powerful for Black people is the feeling of finally being able to be yourself. You can sit on the soft sands of 7 Mile Beach, reggae playing in the background, surrounded by faces that look like yours, and for the first time, you no longer feel like an outsider. In Jamaica, you don't just find a place to live, you rediscover a part of your history, your roots, and your true identity. If you're Black and have ever dreamed of a second home where you truly belong, drop a comment, One Love Jamaica, because who knows, your heart may have just found its perfect rhythm. 1. Rwanda, safe and modern. If Jamaica is the pounding rhythm of reggae drums, then Rwanda is a calm, precise melody, orderly, disciplined, and quietly powerful. Often called the Singapore of Africa, this small nation has stunned the world with its safety, cleanliness, and rapid development. The moment you step into Kigali, you'll notice something extraordinary. Streets free of litter, lush greenery everywhere, and people who move with discipline and courtesy. The government even organizes a community cleanup day each month when the entire nation joins hands to sweep and tidy the streets together. Few places on earth embody such unity. For foreigners, the first impression is crystal clear, absolute safety. Walking at night doesn't feel dangerous, and street crime is virtually non-existent. Residency in Rwanda is surprisingly simple. You can obtain a visa on arrival, and within just a few weeks, secure a 1-year residence permit. After 5 years, you're eligible to apply for citizenship, or in just 3 years, if you marry a local. It's a rare fast track in a world where most countries make you wait a decade or more. The cost of living in Rwanda is refreshingly affordable. With just $1,500 per month, you can rent a nice apartment in Kigali and enjoy fresh, plentiful food thanks to the country's strong agriculture. A simple local meal costs only $2, $3, while dinner for 2 at a restaurant might run $15, $20. Compared to the US or Europe, Rwanda is truly gentle on your wallet. Healthcare is another bright spot. The community-based health insurance system covers nearly the entire population, and King Faisal Hospital in Kigali is modern, staffed with internationally trained doctors. While complex cases sometimes require treatment abroad, Rwanda is already far ahead of many of its regional neighbors. Of course, Rwanda isn't a beach paradise, nor does it have the non-stop party vibe of the Caribbean. Life here is quiet, orderly, and even a bit conservative. If you're looking for nightlife, you might find it tame. But if what you want is stability, safety, and a place to build a lasting home, Rwanda is close to perfect. Are you ready to live in the Singapore of Africa, a country where every day is peaceful, modern, and safe? Leave a comment, "Yes, Rwanda, my safe home," if your heart feels drawn to this land too. Maybe in the US, you've always had to fight just to be recognized, to survive in a system that isn't always fair. But out there, in other parts of the world, there are places that don't just open their doors, they welcome you from day one, granting you permanent residency, as if to say, you deserve to live free. This isn't just about migration, it's about choosing a new chapter for your life, one where you don't live in fear of endless bills, where you don't have to carry the weight of prejudice, but instead find stability, joy, and pride in your skin and your heritage. So the real question isn't, is there a place that will give me this chance? It's, do I have the courage to take the step? If your heart just skipped a beat, leave a comment, "I deserve freedom," because maybe, just maybe, the decision you make today will be the ticket to the life you've always longed for.